Hey everybody, it's Todd Ault. This is Risk On. I am not subdued. We just have a lot to cover. We're going to get right into it. It is April 25th, 2022. This is episode 213. 213 times we've done this, and I think there's a few we didn't count as an episode because we covered other things. So you figure by now I know how to talk into the mic, but I guess I don't. We're flying. 213. Skyla's here. My buddy Jason Bartholomew's here. And we're going to have a special guest live through the installation at the Glenn Center in Beverly Hills. We are installing an EV charger for Turn on Green. This is exciting. Now, as a reminder, we are a holding company, and today we announced that we are acquiring something out of bankruptcy. We are a bidder, and if we get lucky, this engineering firm will end up under Ault Alliance. We talked earlier in the year about Ault Alliance having its separate business from BitNow Inc., the miner. A lot of things going on there. We also talked about the EV business being spun out through Imperalis. I think that's IMHC. And Marcus is the president of Turn on Green. He's also the chief revenue officer. He's a special guest. He's actually on a commercial installation site. And just for personal reference, I really like this guy. He is a straight shooter and is able to deal with my insanity. Occasionally I bring up I flip out occasionally on a few things, and he is a calm cat and is calm on set in Beverly Hills. Marcus, what's up?
Hey, guys. Doing well. How you doing?
We're good. Marcus, maybe walk us through what we're seeing here. I know the Glenn Center. Wow, that's definitely not a neighborhood for the faint at heart. That is a very wealthy neighborhood, and I bet a lot of people up there have EV cars. I could only assume that's the reason why you're installing them there. But Marcus, take it away, buddy. What's going on?
That's right. Yeah. Well, we're at the Glenn Center today, which is kind of right in between Beverly Hills, Bel Air, West Side, and the Valley, and it services a pretty large community where about 1 out of every 2 households owns an electric vehicle. So this parking lot, and I'm going to flip my camera around for a second so you can see kind of what we're dealing with. This parking lot is usually just chock full of EVs. And so the ownership group here was really looking for a partner to install commercial electric vehicle charging units. And so we have 5 units going, and this is an example of our EVP 700, commercial level 2, 7 kilowatt. I'm gonna back out a little bit. Tell me if I'm going too fast for you. Here's our Mach-E test vehicle, which we're gonna test on the various devices as they get powered on.
Oh, nice.
This is our team from Pat Skinner Electric, who we work with. They are doing the install today. So these are the other the other 3 chargers here. So you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up in this location. And let me just flip my camera around here.
Nice work, Marcus.
Yeah, and so this is a really great opportunity. So for the owners of this center to provide a really needed service for the neighborhood, for a lot of people who come here. I mean, this place is busy and packed all day, well into the night. A lot of households will come here and charge overnight as well. And it gives the opportunity for the business owner to monetize their parking spaces and at least get paid for the energy that's being used. So prior to this, they were giving it away for free kind of before adoption craze happened. And like most businesses, everyone's sort of pivoting to a pay for energy model where they can, at least have a model to monetize their parking spaces. And so the limiting factor here is the power availability, but they happen to have a pretty big commercial power capacity. So we're hoping to finish this up today, and then it'll be test mode, and then we'll be off and running.
Marcus, you're going to put 5 in that one location, or are you going to spread them out over the parking lot, or will they all be together like 5, like Tesla puts them all together kind of thing?
So these are the first 5 that are going in the front, and they're kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the various spots. As they do power upgrades to the facility over the next year or 2, we'll start adding more and more chargers. Right now, for most commercial facilities, there is a limited amount of power because the buildings take up a lot of it. So you have to kind of work within the infrastructure. And then at some point, there will be a major overhaul for the power infrastructure. And then we'll be able to basically electrify like 80% of the spots.
Hey, Marcus, I know that we just ended, as BitNow Holdings reported, our 10K. And obviously, you guys are part of that, about a little bit more than, I think, 11% of sales. And you guys are preparing your own audit to go be spin out and merge and go public as a separate company. But I'm wondering, like, if you looked at the landscape, can you kind of reset people's minds about how big of an opportunity is for you? And I know you're kind of on the spot. I'm not asking you to give numbers, But in general, you're out there seeing, I know you have a sales force now. I've met at some of the indie events when we were talking to some of the car dealerships around the country at these indie events. I know that you guys, you're probably, you might be the number one topic brought up to me still. I would say of any topic brought up, Turn on Green is one of the top 2 topics when it comes to potential with things you guys are doing. I'm curious as to, like,
let me put this in the industry frame of reference. So we don't need to talk specifically about Turn on Green. We can talk about kind of the industry and what's the industry leader for EV charging. It's ChargePoint for commercial charging, right? So you're talking about for 2022, they did about 242 million in revenue. That was a 65% increase year over year for them. Okay, and so 75% of that revenue comes from network charging services like this. 75%. Now, the business model across the board is a little funny because there are quite a bit of losses in charging right now just because the infrastructure is being built. EV adoption is not incredible. It's only at 2-3%. So there's a ways to go. But the whole goal right now is to build the infrastructure that's going to capture the market of tomorrow. And that market, it's could be next year, it could be the year after. It's definitely in the next 10 years. So it's all about positioning. And so these types of units are going to be able to generate revenue on like multiple different ways through subscription plans, through transaction fees, through other kind of custom deals that you can run with businesses and with customers. So it's an exciting time to be able to do commercial type installs. Not to mention that there's a whole other side of the coin, which we focus on, which is the residential unit. So our EV700, which is very popular right now, that's focusing on residential. So ChargePoint, for example, only 10% of their gross revs coming from residential sales right now. So there's a huge opportunity for us, for Turn on Green, to really capture a big part of that market as well. So we're excited across the board, but it's incredibly important to get these types of installs up and running so people get to know our network, get to know our name, and we offer a great service, and it's an incredible opportunity for BitNile shareholders too, who, as we know from the press release on the IMHC deal, are going to be Turn on Green shareholders as well.
Are you a fan of, like, when I pull? No, I'm not asking that correctly. When I pull up and I'm right there in front of the charger, and I haven't went to the Apple store and I haven't downloaded the Turn on Green app. Can I still use the charger, or do I have to download the Turn on Green app?
Let me show you. Well, that's a great question, and this is a great opportunity. So if you see the face, can you see the face of our charger here?
Yes.
So there's 3 ways to activate the charge. So you can have an RFID card. So if you're a member and we send you an RFID card, you can just hold the card up here, it'll activate it. If you just show up and you have your phone, like I'm Todd, I don't have an app, I don't want to download 50 apps. You can just scan this QR code with your phone and it'll bring up a web-based application. It'll ask you for some information. You'll set up your account and start a charge. Or you can download the Turn on Green app and access the charger via the charger number, which is right here. This is TAA04, for example. So there's 3 ways to initiate a charge, and you don't have to have the Turn on Green app to do it, but it's infinitely faster if you do.
Now, Will,
because you have the account
I know
set
that
up.
you were working with a Canadian firm that was like, I can't remember who they were, but like they this business model, obviously I'm the executive chairman, but I don't have anything to do with the day-to-day. Marcus truly is the president, along with Amos, the CEO. So when I ask these questions, I'm actually asking a question that I don't know the actual answer to. So it's impossible with all the different subsidiaries we have, to know everything, every detail, every second. But Marcus, when you talk about a person being involved in the Turn on Green network, I remember hearing that you guys are going to be part of other networks. What's the scenario there?
So we partner with ChargeLab for our software services and network services, and they're a big Canadian firm, and so we're part of their network. They're part of our network, which really amplifies our reach. I think the ultimate goal here is like something called, like, if you look at GM, they have the GM like Ultimate Charge 360 plan, which is where they are, as the OEM, are going out and contracting and working with ChargePoint and EVgo and all the major providers, so that the user can, all they have to do is open their GM app and we'll be able to find the charger and be able to activate the charge, all that stuff. So the whole idea with public charging is to minimize the number of places the user has to go. And so what we want to do ultimately is be part of all those networks from the OEMs that they're offering.
Right. So ultimately, I expect you guys will, over time, announce more partnerships and more people on your network or you're on their network kind of thing.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game. Partnerships for the EV business and the EV charging business, partnerships are critical. I mean, if you look at what Mullen's doing, they got some key partnerships. We're in the process of forming some great distribution and construction partnerships in the charging industry. Being partnered with construction firms is incredibly important. Your acquisition of the architectural firm can be very beneficial to us because a big hurdle in EV charging planning is getting in early. So if you can get in early with the architectural firm and with the mechanical engineers, and when they design facilities, they will design facilities with our machines in mind, understanding exactly what our power specs are, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, Marcus, you brought up something really important to me that I just don't seem to be. I'm going to criticize myself. I must not be doing a good enough job for people to understand. Now, this morning we announced that we're buying an architectural firm. There's no assurance that will close, but they've been around 50 years. They're very large, substantial. Yep. You have to do your own research. Obviously, we're a bidder. We're a stalking horse bidder through the bankruptcy process. That company was purchased. This is public knowledge. They were purchased in an ESOP plan, which can't obviously sustain itself. I don't know the details of it. Chris is handling it, but obviously we are the stalking horse bidder for this very large, multiple state engineering firm that's been around for 50 years. But you guys are sort of instrumental in these new builds, these new housing builds, right? I mean, people want to be able to offer that benefit kind of immediately when they build the new building. So what's the lead time for something like that to happen? Like how involved are you now with other projects?
It's that we're bidding all the time on projects. And one of the challenges of the EV charging industry is that there's a lot of capital needed up front because you're bidding on projects that are 1, 2, 3 years out at times. And, this is getting into it now is really vital because the real opportunity is really in like 3 or 4 years when you go from a 2% adoption rate to like a 4 or 5%, potentially even an 8% adoption rate. I mean, you're talking like huge numbers in terms of volume.
Yeah, I know that you're not intimately involved in the Tim Hortons thing, or maybe I'm wrong because I don't know that you've been going to Canada. But if someone's on our network here, will they be able to use the Tim Horton facility in Canada? And ultimately, do you see a big sort of national footprint, like sort of North America, or what do you think the footprint looks like?
Absolutely. No, our focus right now is North America, bridging North America, east, west, north, south. Tim Hortons, we meet every week, twice a week, our executive leadership team. We talk about all the projects we have going on. Tim Hortons is definitely a discussion. That is, when that thing is finished, you'll be able to access it using the Turn On Green app, just like you would this machine right here. And that's a DC fast charging. That's a DC fast charging machine. So it's a little bit different than this machine. And the way Tim Hortons is designed, really, Tim Hortons is kind of a 30-minute or 40-minute stop if you're lucky. You can knock it out in 10 minutes, but it's one of the largest restaurant chains across Canada and in North America too. And so people are going there for 30 minutes, dining, leaving, which is a perfect amount of time to plug into a level 3 DC fast charger because you can get about 200 miles of range in about 30 minutes on that machine. I saw the Hampton Inn announcement, and I got a lot of criticism from people saying, why'd you only announce one hotel? And I started telling people, when you eat one grape, it leads to more grapes. Obviously, if the grapes are good, you'll eat more. Maybe that's not a good example, but you guys are in with the Hamptons. I think that's Hilton, right, Jason? Is that correct? So yes. Do you anticipate as hotels, smaller ones like Hamptons, roll out the decision to do that'll be a flagship? Hey, look at Hampton. What's your thought process about these overnight hotels and the desire to have chargers there? It's a 100% necessity. I mean, every single hotel, whether it's large, small, bed and breakfast, is going to have to offer EV charging. And I think what a lot of people don't, or kind of missed. I don't know if they don't think about it, but a lot of these hotels are owned and operated. They're members within the organization. So they are owned and operated by small ownership groups who may own 2 or 3, like you, for example. And they make the decisions for each hotel. And so having access to the brand name is critical. But then, being able to have flexible, customizable options for every single hotel, which is different. And some of the margins are razor thin for these hotels, especially coming out of the pandemic, that everybody kind of has different priorities and different budgets right now. And so we like to work, we work across the board with all sorts of different
Marcus,
hotels.
you told me one time that there were 50,000 new EVs a month being sold, but only 46,000 chargers in the entire country that were public. And I just did some math when you told me this a couple months ago. I thought to myself, you literally wouldn't have time. I mean, okay, let me word it a different way. In Vegas, where I live, the number one complaint I have from people is that they can't get a charging station. That is the number one complaint.
Right.
I witnessed it with Douglas and his Tesla. So what solves that? And I know you're going to say, well, just putting in more EV chargers, that's logical. But like, how big is that potential marketplace with only 46,000 public chargers versus 50,000 new cars a month?
Well, so that charging number has gone up significantly, as more and more public chargers come online, and that number doesn't take into account some of the like private chargers that are public but on private property. So that number is growing. You're still looking at like a huge deficit of chargers to EVs. The solution to a lot of EV drivers, and I'm hoping a lot of your listeners are EV drivers, and I know you guys will be too one day. I know Jason promised me that he's going to buy the biggest, baddest EV out there when it's available. Charging at home. I mean, charging at home simplifies everything, but because hotels are part of the destination package, hotels have to have charging. But there's a lot of barriers to the reason why hotels only offer like 2 or 4 chargers. Sometimes they don't want to put in the ADA, the disability requirements. Sometimes they don't have the power to sustain more than 4 chargers. So there's a number of variables that go into the decision making.
Well, Jason, you got anything for Marcus? We're pretty thorough here today.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm very excited for Marcus and the team out there. Hopefully they can move a little bit east, come to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Maybe put a few chargers over here. I got some interesting prospects. I can't get into it, obviously, but yeah.
But I think obviously the problem for Marcus and them is that there are only so many people, and it looks like there's a lot of demand, right?
For sure.
For sure.
Yep.
Marcus, can you talk
A
about...
lot of demand.
Marcus, can you talk
a
about...
lot of supply chain issues too.
Yeah. Can you talk about the supply chain issue and what's going on with the home charger? I know that was a big issue. Chips and chipsets, et cetera.
Yeah.
And is that washing itself through, or are you still out there dealing with supply chain issues?
The supply chain issue, I think, is going to be, it's like a systemic issue at this point now. It's going to affect EVs. It's going to affect chargers. It's going to affect internal combustion vehicles too. I mean, a lot of the wiring for all vehicles is made in Ukraine. A lot of palladium for catalytic converters is mined in Russia. You're going to see kind of I think a depression in the automotive industry in general. But for us at Turn On Green, one of the things that we did early on when we started this, and keep in mind, people have been doing this for like 10, 15 years on the charging side. We've been doing this for almost a year, maybe a year and change. Now our Digital Power Corporation has been around for 50 plus years, and there's actually some exciting news coming out on the customized power side of Bitcoin. But the charging side, the first thing we did is we secured inventory. We really took steps to get the machines designed and secure inventory. And so we are looking pretty good on inventory right now for what we have planned for 2022. So going forward, we have to forecast and do that. The game is forecasting and managing your supply chain. And one of the benefits of being part of DPC, Digital Power Corporation, they have 50 years of relationship, in the power supply industry. So, we're not new to the game in that sense, which is really critical for our infrastructure growth.
Hey, Marcus, we appreciate your time. Anything you want to say as we part company today? It's funny. I knew about this project. I think you announced it already. I can't remember what. Okay, yeah. But the lead time on that was a while ago, and so you probably have a lot of other things in the hopper. What is it? I mean, I guess you can't really say that till you announce it, but it's good to see this happening. I know you had some other stuff brewing. So it's good to see. Anything you'd like to cover on the way out?
We always have stuff in the pipeline. Closing deal, opening deals is one thing. Closing deals is another thing. I think the one thing to know is that we're going to have a team at the RiskCon conference in May, so we can talk to a bigger audience about what the business opportunity is for charging in the commercial space. And we're hopeful that your audience is going to really see the potential of this company, especially the shareholders of BitNile who will be grandfathered into this company and are going to enjoy the fruits of our labor. That's the goal.
Marcus, how does someone find Turn On Green? What website should they go to get that done?
TurnOnGreen.com. You should go there now. We've revamped it a bit. It's much easier to navigate. If you're a business owner, you're a homeowner, if you're thinking about buying an EV, go to TurnOnGreen.com. There's a lot of great resources, information there. You can always submit a question via our online portal as well. Someone will get back to you in 24 hours. That's what we do. We pride ourselves on fast, reliable customer service, and that's really one of the big differentiators for us.
Marcus, appreciate it so much. Take care of it, my friend. Be safe out there. Obviously, keep up the hard work and let us know what else we can talk about to the public. We want to keep our shareholders excited about the fact that they're going to get 140 million shares of common and 140 million warrants, and the company is moving forward. What he's showing us here.
Absolutely. This is the J1772 charging plug. It's beauty.
Oh, the adapter. Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, listen, this is you guys are you between Bitcoin and EV charging. I mean, unless you get into space travel, I don't know how much more future forward you can be leaning.
Appreciate it, Marcus. Take care, my friend.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Be well. Hey, let's go to a market update. I keep telling people about Jason, about the assets of BitNile, but I was looking at a statistic from the guy Josh on CNBC, speaking of the market, and he said that all the stocks that he's been following really have peaked since February of 2021. Mm-hmm. And I kind of overlaid all the mining stocks and everything we're involved with. It's been true. It's been
crushed
since February of 21.
Yeah.
Not February of 22.
No, 21.
But February of 21.
Yeah, for sure.
The market's been down and to the right for some time. There's been intermittent spikes.
It's been
brutal.
A rough ride.
And I'm looking, and if you don't have Microsoft this week, there's a couple of people reporting this week that if you don't have them last, now Elon Musk, which we haven't even covered, is going to buy Twitter. Let's go to my screen real quick. Elon Musk, Twitter accepts a buyout from Elon Musk. You got him taking a margin loan,
yeah,
against his Tesla, and taking Twitter private. I bet you he sells that for $100 billion someday. I bet he cleans it all up and makes it a much more interesting social network.
Who's going to buy it? Amazon?
I don't know.
Trump said he wasn't coming back, so.
Trump said he wasn't coming back, but I bet you they still turn him on.
They probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they integrate Twitter with Truth Social.
Wow.
We think about it, right? Google, when you do a search,
yep,
they have a partnership deal with Twitter. Maybe Twitter does a partnership with Truth Social.
Truth Social's in with Rumble. I mean, it could be just, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities there.
But, on Truth Social, Donald Trump's not tweeting much. I mean, he's not saying much on there. He's not really been active.
Yeah, they're still working on the rollout. I mean, he's got his hands full with all these crazy people in New York City.
Like a New York judge saying he's in contempt for sending over business documents.
Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think of the market today? Can you cover maybe what happened?
Little reversal, huh? 200-point swing on the Dow. Finished green at 30. Actually, much bigger swing than that. It finished up 240. 34,052. I mean, I'm still worried about so many things. There talks of stagflation. For those of you that don't know what stagflation is, it's simply it's characterized by slow economic growth with relatively high unemployment. That's the one category that we don't have right now, high unemployment. I mean, the workforce participation rate is pretty meh. Economic stagflation, which is the same time accompanied by rising prices, well, we definitely have that. So, I mean, stagflation can be defined as a period of inflation combined with a decline in GDP. Okay, that's possible. So looking at that, that's kind of that 70s show all over again. It's very possible. When we look at the economic data that's coming out tomorrow, you guys pay attention to this data right here. The durable goods Tomorrow is a huge reporting day. New home sales. I'd be interested to see that number. The Richmond Fed, the manufacturing index. And, of course, one of the main ingredients of how goes the country is the consumer confidence consensus report. So keep an eye on all that data. It comes out tomorrow morning. And, yeah, let's see where we go from here. Everything is getting tamped down. Bonds got crushed. Gold, silver. Let's go through it. Bitcoin right now is what, Todd? Do you have it?
I'll pull it up real quick. Just for full disclosure on Tesla, as everyone watching the show last week knew, I had some Tesla calls I was short.
yeah.
I covered those this morning.
Okay.
Made a nice profit.
Nice.
Yeah, the Tesla worked out nicely. Bitcoin retaking 40,000 today at 40,113. Should I be more worried about Bitcoin? I don't know why I don't even lose any sleep.
Man, it's been in that channel
Can I
for
tell
a
you,
while.
on Friday I went to bed, and it wasn't until last night I even got a quote on Bitcoin.
Really?
I don't even look at it. We're mining so much of it now. I'm so happy with the team.
Yeah.
You keep getting miners and delivered and installed.
Yep.
We've got a mining report next week.
Yes, we do.
I mean, we're in that cycle where we talked about 2,300 miners a month? God, I get lost track. Yeah, 2,300. We're getting to 300, and then the 2,000 kicks in. And so we're already going to be in May.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I mean,
time is blowing by. And if you look at our chart, we talked about getting 20,600 installed. I know that some people are getting irritated with me saying, my son's like, stop saying the number, Dad. Talk about exahash. But he's
whatever.
right. The total exahash, I use the miner number because that's actually the numbers we bought based on 100 terahash and the 140 terahash machines, right?
well, let's put it in perspective. Nick, if you don't mind, go to my screen real quick. So we have Bitcoin global hash rate currently. You can refresh. Actually, let me hit this refresh one time. Global hash rate, the amount of miners, there it is right there, 221 exahash. If BitNile is successful deploying 2.24 exahash,
if 2.4,
that's about 1% of the global hash rate.
yeah, we would be 1% of all Bitcoin mined if that happened.
I mean, that's pretty decent.
If. So why do you see me not worried? Because we told everyone we were going to be doing this. We told everyone that we were going to be expanding Alt Alliance, and I think what people are probably thinking is that we're spending $68 million in cash.
No.
Which we're not. We're not getting recourse debt. We're doing a lot of things that are structured in a way that are long term. I'm incredibly pleased with Chris Wu and the transaction around EYP. And remember, if you look at internally at BitNile Holdings, there are two companies: BitNile Inc., the miner who owns the data center and the DeFi business, and obviously the miners themselves, because that's changed this year. And then over on the other side, you have Alt Alliance, which is effectively like an internal private equity firm, which Chris is the president of. And hey, so far we're moving in the right direction. It's going to dramatically continue to change the company.
Do I hear this right? EYP, if this were to occur, we would save or preserve or what have you, like 300 jobs?
No, 450.
450 jobs.
450.
450. Okay.
Yeah, I think that would more than double our workforce.
And that's a lot.
But they're going to
of
operate as an autonomous subsidiary of Alt Alliance.
Gotcha.
They're not going to, although their financials will consolidate. They'll consolidate under Alt Alliance and then BitNile Holdings.
Gotcha.
And all their revenue, which obviously they've been around 50 years.
Yeah.
And a big engineering firm, right?
Yep.
We can't disclose those numbers because obviously we could lose as the stalking horse bidder in the bidding process, but we're going to know like June 24th.
Right.
So we're going to know really quickly whether we won the bid or not. And we are the lender. We lent the money, bought the note from Key Bank. We're the lender to that company. Mm-hmm. So we're in a prime spot to become the major shareholder, the controlling shareholder.
Right.
So I'm pretty jacked, I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I know that the market doesn't reflect that, but I don't know that I could, if I put everything in perspective, I'm not going to ever say things are perfect. They're never perfect. You're always trying to get better. But in terms of the team in itself, like the entirety of the company and the staff and the people working hard, I don't know that I've ever been happier, Jason.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
know that
rolling
I've
right
ever
along.
been happier.
What's funny is, and I'm not. All right, I'm going to just say this once.
Okay.
I'm so bullish. I'm happier, and I'm very excited about what we're doing.
Sure.
And what's funny is the share price is at its
I know.
lowest point.
All
right, I said it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
I don't know what to say about it.
It's hilarious, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
You know, one of the things that you don't see right now from a market update perspective is that we do trade. Like I sold for Alt Alpha my Twitter today.
Correct. Hey, let me ask you.
I didn't think the upside was that from here. Obviously, Elon Musk is buying it for $54.20. We owned it lower, so we just sold it today,
Yeah.
right?
I noticed I don't know if you still have a position here, but BCTX Big 13G came out after hours.
BCGX.
BCTX, the biotech, BCTX.
BC. Oh yeah, I own that.
Bryacell?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
Bryacell, yeah.
Southwest Private Capital came out and smashed 782,000 commons, 5.1% owner with access to 46,500 warrants also. So Matt Miles there of Southwest Private Capital took a 13G position today in BCTX.
Oh, right.
BCTX, let's look at the chart.
Yeah, we own that in the lender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's
Do
got...
we own that? We maybe own that in Alt Alpha. I got to be clear on that one.
So he,
yeah, we're long BCTX.
Yeah, he took a position. They took a position in the sevens today. Reported
No,
today.
I apologize. We own it in both companies.
Both?
For sure. Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. That's a pretty
I
big
noticed
position.
Alderman was trading up a little bit today too.
Yeah, you know what else is trading up?
What?
Weird stuff. So Dogecoin ripped because Elon.
Because Elon,
yeah,
right?
and then EBON, EBON. It's
Oh,
getting
yeah,
some
dude.
hits. It's getting some hits because they mine Dogecoin as a byproduct.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was kind of looking at that. Obviously, ATER, VERU. Those are a couple more on people's radars. CENN, Centro. Been getting a lot of activity. So yeah, that's what's going on
Those are your
here.
trading ideas. As you guys probably have figured this out as we build the holding company, I really do want to buy stocks of companies that I want to own. So to
earnings
me-
are out too on Centro right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I want to look at companies that I can own. I'm not really interested in trading as much as I am making sure that I can buy something I want to own. And so you'll see a lot. Oh wow, Centro's up.
Yeah.
Was that pre-market or after-market?
Did this
It
just
says
come
Centro
out?
shares are trading higher, above average volume, despite the company having no specific news to justify it. Was that pre-market?
I thought earnings
Oh,
just
yeah,
came
high
out.
today is 2.
Hold on.
We'll have to get clarity on
No
this.
guidance? Hold on, let's look. Let's take a look here.
We're gonna have to get some clarity here. I don't have any clarity here on Central.
Net revenue increased 57%. 2021 year-end audited financial results. It looks like Peter Wing. See, here we go. Net revenues 2021 8.6 million for 21, an increase of 57% over 20. Cost of goods sold 7.1 million, an increase of 44%.
Yeah, Julie A just said Central earnings are out.
Yeah. It looks like expenses were up, obviously, 18 million, an increase of 60%. It looks like net loss was 16.4 million, compared with a net loss of 5.2 million in 20. Okay. Well, they did a lot of stuff there. They're working on that Jacksonville facility, the factory there.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of costs associated with starting a new EV vehicle company. I mean,
Oh, God, for
it's
sure.
huge. I mean, you can look at the other ones, Nikola, Lucid. I mean, a lot of cash just deployed here to get things rolling. So, well, it looks favorable. I don't see guidance, but okay.
Okay.
We'll get more information on it
Yeah.
as it comes out.
It's an interesting time here for the market. I got to be honest with you. I'm bullish on buying companies.
Yes.
I'm bullish on having cash to take advantage of what we just did with. We've been working on
Right.
the deal for EYP for months, though.
Yes.
I mean, it's a long
time.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a transaction that's taken a while.
Yeah.
Right. I'm pretty bullish on what we're buying as a business, like business decisions.
Right.
I'm a little bummed about the market. I got to admit, I think the market just seems. You can't. I've said this in many episodes, Jason. It's a gravitational field, rising rates, right?
You can't time it either.
And you can't.
This is crazy.
You can't really do anything
No.
about that. And what I would say to people when I look at how negative that is, I want to go to one page that's very concerning. I'm going to go. Let's pull it up and see if I can pull it. I'm going to widen the screen out. If you could go to my screen real quick, Jason. On my screen, you see a 10-year at 281.
Right.
A 30-year at 288. Let's
It tickled 3 for a minute. Did
I know.
you see it?
Yeah, I did. You see a 5-year at 285, and you see a 2-year at 262,
Right.
and a 3-month at 0.83.
And you see mortgage rates climbing way
I
up
talked to
there.
a mortgage broker on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Okay.
He told me he thought rates by year end could be 8 or 9% for mortgages. I think it's hard to believe.
Well,
but the same rate, I got a 285 mortgage last year.
Right.
That rate is about 5.5 right now.
No, it's right, and they're
Right.
planning on pushing the button for 50 basis points on this next one.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing.
But look at the flattening of the curve, right?
Yes.
The 2-year.
Oh, yeah.
The 2-year separating the 30-year is
Tiny.
a gnat's ass.
See, here's the thing.
Right. So
If-
to
yeah.
me. So let's see what's the Fed doing. Okay, what's the Fed doing?
They're back
the
into a corner.
The Fed's saying we're going to crush demand.
Yep. They are.
We're gonna keep pushing down demand. Don't fight the Fed is right.
Well, yeah.
If Nick just put that up, because what's happening here is they're trying to push down demand.
They are.
Right. But there's a point in time if stocks have been falling since February of 2021, and I use BitNow as an example. Wow, big asset base, stocks got been crushed.
Crushed.
Just an example. There's a point in time where you go, okay, is the Fed behind because the market's been going down since February 21?
Yeah.
Really think about that. More than a year.
Dude,
right?
it's like a falling knife with a little bit. I mean, pretty much been a falling knife
Right.
the whole time. I mean,
And
obviously.
but I look at it, I'm kind of chomping at the bit because our quiet period ends when we file our 10Q.
Yeah.
And that's coming up in May.
Right.
And we have that buyback in place. So I'm looking at going, okay, this is an interesting market setup, right? It's
Very.
an interesting market setup for sure. You never know what's going to happen. But not just with BitNow. Forget that because obviously
Yeah.
I work there and I'm the founder.
Right.
But look at some of these other stocks. One of the things I was going to tell you was Rocket Mortgage, dude.
Where is it?
It
10?
was below $9.
Wow.
It was 8 and some change earlier
Let's
today.
look at the reports tomorrow.
I bought and traded today True Social.
Okay.
When it's the it's
DWAC.
DWAC. I
DWAC.
bought it. I only
40
made
40
I made 15 grand.
What'd you
trading
buy it
it
at? 40
I bought it. No, it was 30 something.
Was it in the 30s?
Oh yeah, because it was down $7
Wow.
because they were freaked out that Twitter was going private.
right.
And then I bought. Believe it or not, I traded a Riot. It was down to almost 11.
God.
It hit back to 12.
I saw Sparky in the high sixes or low
I know. Like
sevens.
I'm like, wow, these are really inexpensive,
Yeah.
right? And unlike us, who we have a lot more shares outstanding, so it costs more to buy us, which could be strategic for some people.
That's-
If you were wanting to avoid someone taking the company, you would raise capital
That's a
or
good
do
point.
whatever. There's a lot of things you could do,
Yep.
right? You know, this is just hypothesis
Right.
of what people could be interpreting, but things like Sparky and
Yeah.
and,
Cheap.
they're cheap.
Very cheap.
Now, I don't know if they're going to get cheaper.
Could be
Consult your financial advisor.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're not recommending you buy
No.
Nile. In fact, I would encourage you, so that I don't have to hear from you, just don't buy it.
I had a discussion with someone recently about
Just kidding around.
Let's-
I can
because-
hear from you. I love you. You can call me anytime.
crypto consolidation,
Yeah.
whereas you could see.
You never know.
You could see
Right.
that.
You never know.
By the way, Central has 260 million in cash. You talk about having fiat ready to deploy.
Wow.
260 million.
Oh, so Central might be trading up. In the
260
aftermarket.
million in cash.
Wow, 260.
261,
million.
I think. So yeah.
Yeah, it's 191, 192. I see Alzheimer's at 95, 96 in the aftermarket. Interesting.
Do you want to go back to Elon? He's doing a lot of stuff. Did
He's
you see?
crazy. Yeah,
Look what
he's
he
got a
did.
lot of stuff going on.
He signed a deal with SpaceX for Starlink for Hawaiian Airlines to
Yeah.
provide Wi-Fi.
So cool.
Dude, that's great.
So cool. The process is so cool. And I know someone
Wow.
that got it. It is using it to mine in Texas. They're using it to mine in West Texas.
Because they can't get
And they're in the
fiber
middle.
and-
They can't get
right in the middle
fiber.
of-
And they're using Starlink.
Yep.
And they just got it.
That's
for
cool.
sure. Hey, guys, if you want to come to what's going to be the coolest thing for me I've ever done, the Risk on Business Conference, boy, oh boy, is the people that are going is the cool. I mean, you got Anthony Scaramucci, you got Damon John, you got Josh Altman, you got Nicole Arbor. Oh boy,
You snuck
Ooh.
Altman and Arbor in.
You
on
see
me.
that? I snuck
yeah.
it in.
Those are nice gets.
Thomas Lee from
Yeah, yeah.
CNBC and Funstrat, Bradley, Lee Steinberg, Charles Payne, Chris Wu, Greg Foss. Greg Foss is the coolest fucker in the world.
He is.
Okay? Chris Wu, I said that already. Connor Daly will be there also. He'll be there by what do you call that? Zoom. Mike C. Rock, Aaron Schock, the youngest congressman elected, but he's a real estate guy, and I love the guy. And we own some hotels with him and stuff. He's pretty cool. Go to riskonevents.com, get a ticket. Hey, call up Joe or Roland, 1-844-4-RISK-ON, 1-844-4-RISK-ON. Tell Joe and Roland I sent you. Ask for them specifically. See if they'll give you a deal. Tell them Todd said, I want a deal. And they'll come back to me, and I'll tell them to give you a deal. The Honda race. What's the Honda race?
Alabama?
Oh, Alabama. You guys, I'll be in Alabama this weekend. By the way, all those people out there saying, why you got a race car? Well, I can give you lots of reasons why. You'll see.
Yeah. Do the people
Dude,
we
the
meet
people
there?
we meet there are just incredible,
Yeah.
and they all want us to be supportive. There's a reason why people why do you think Roger Penske, Target, and other people promote? Why do you think people like Aero Electronics are on Indy cars?
Yeah.
Not for their health. You guys, I can go to an Indy race myself and just buy a ticket. I don't need to sponsor an Indy car, but I definitely want to be associated and working with the people that sponsor Indy. And they have been nothing but wonderful to us. They're taking us around. By the way, we got something for EV going. Dude, it's just incredible.
Yeah,
The people there are incredible. Check out the. Do I have any footage of the Grand Prix? Hey, can we roll some footage of the Grand Prix coming up? I want to see it. Okay, I want to make a deal with you. If you watch this show and you live in Las Vegas, that's okay. I don't want to ruin that. That was great. Who wants to stop that? Okay, cool. We ready? We're back. Hey, if you live in Las Vegas area and you can get without a plane ticket or even with the plane, but don't need a room, I have a special deal for you. So if you want to come to the Risk On conference, I will give you a special deal, but you got to call Roland or Joe. You got to say, Todd said a special deal, they'll call you back. Because I have tickets specifically for people who watch this show that want a special deal. Now, for those of you who are paying to be at a VIP or the general membership, you get $100 worth of Bitcoin. You get a hotel room, 3 days, right? Is that 3 days? Three days in a hotel room.
Yeah.
And by the way, a lot of cool stuff. I'm pretty excited about that. Check me out on social media. You don't have to, but 2 million other crazy people have. No, I didn't pay for any bots, but some of them are obviously from promotion because some of them don't respond. But there's 2 million people there. We try to get rid of the people we don't like, but they still come back. I'm verified on Instagram. I'm verified on Twitter. I think I'm verified on YouTube now. We went like parabolic to 103,000, but I might be wrong. Like someone's talking about the bonus pool. Guys, we internally operate a lender and private equity internal firm, and so we do pay people. There's, a lot of people work for us, not just me, man. God, there's a bonus for people. Yeah, the lender made a profit. That's correct. Jason,
Yeah.
You got a bonus.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone what your bonus was.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, check out Alex Fetsky, the founder of Amber. His podcast will be out on April 28th. Boy, this guy, he speaks direct. I don't know that I've met anyone. This is when Christy first started, and he was pretty direct with us. And I like Alex Fetsky a lot. He's a founder of Amber and the world's first Bitcoin DCA app, and also a writer for Bitcoin Times. Don't forget. Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold the presses. Skyla, when am I going to be on that magazine? It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
Is it live?
Yes.
Can I tell people?
I
Can you find out?
Yeah, I'll find the link.
Oh my God. Wait till you see who I'm live with tomorrow during market hours. I am live on a show that you guys will want to know about. I will tweet it out. If you follow me, Todd Ault 3, because I'm the third, Todd Ault the third, which is 3 big eyes, or on Instagram. When I go live, you'll know I'm live. I'm supposed to be interviewed on a major program.
Oh, I know that. No, I don't know that.
You do.
Do I?
Yeah. You do. It involves Bitcoin. Anyways, tomorrow is the Bitcoin Weekly show. Hey, couldn't be perfect. Jason, are you going to be here for that show?
Well, I was up in. Oh, I can't say it. I was
But
traveling.
Are you going to be here tomorrow? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a guest tomorrow? Okay, we're going to change that very quickly. You can't have Bitcoin Weekly without a Bitcoin guest. Come on, Christy, come on! Anyways, I'm in a good mood. I know the stock's down for a bit now, but the business, I love owning businesses. Don't you?
I do.
I feel like something has pivoted where we are now capitalized and we own businesses that are generating money. It's pretty
Elon now
exciting.
owns a business. Did you see Twitter headquarters? Hey, Nick.
They clear it out?
No, I want to show you. Nick, can you
They clear it out?
No, it's right here. I'll show it to you. All right. That's Twitter headquarters.
Boy, I make your bumpy. Followed you on Twitter, but you didn't follow me back.
Posted on Twitter? All the snowflakes are like
Okay.
crying.
Hold on. Boilermaker Bumpy says I haven't followed him back. Really?
Really?
I thought I followed you back. Boilermaker.
Boilermaker's always here.
Boilermaker Bumpy? Huh. I thought I followed him.
Yeah, I thought so too. What's going on here?
Huh. That's not nice. Why would I not follow you back? Ah, crap. I'll try to figure it out.
What else we got to cover?
Did she tell her joke yet? Hey, Skyla. Tell us something funny for a change.
Okay, so the other night I had a dream that I was swimming in an ocean of orange soda.
Orange.
The more I thought about it, it was more of a fantasy.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good. Ha, ha, ha.
Got it.
Unstoppable!
We will have a guest tomorrow on Bitcoin. I can assure you. And I actually,
Heard my joke.
what?
Really?
What?
No mic for Skyla. Muted.
Can we hear her now?
Hello?
Wait, does that mean the
that
whole
means
time?
they had the whole time though.
What?
No one could hear me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll tell it again. So I had a dream the other night that I was swimming in an ocean full of orange soda, but the more I thought about it, it was more of a fantasy.
Ha, ha.
Thought it was cute.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Unstoppable!
Hey, this weekend, if you're going to be in Alabama and you want tickets, get a hold of Randy at altalliance.com. Randy at Altalliance. If you want tickets to the Indy race in Alabama Barber, get a hold of Randy at altalliance.com. Are we going to squeeze Randy in for the last 7 minutes, or is he busy today?
No, I'll go grab him right now.
Let's grab him because we had an interesting race this weekend in F1. We're going to cover F1 because it's one of my favorite risk-on topics. Boilermaker Bumpy, I'm going to have to figure out how to follow you. Boilermaker, do me a favor. I don't know if you follow me on anything else, but send me your YouTube ID, please. That'd be great. If you can't, then just text me right now what it is.
Hey, while we got this dead air, let me put my
Dead air. There's no dead air.
yeah, there is. Let me put my tinfoil
Ouch.
hat on real quick. 16 major mysterious fires at key food industry facilities in the U.S. What is going on? Why are all the farms and food processing facilities getting blown up in America? 16 of them.
Your silver hat,
It's just coincidental.
is it like aluminum?
Like,
Does
has
it have,
anybody?
like-
yeah, for sure. It's got the Alex Jones tinfoil. Has anybody followed this? 16.
No, we'll have to look into it.
I bet Devon Wright's on here, or somebody's on here that's been following this, like Mills or somebody. It's kind of weird.
Randy, F1 this weekend. Wow.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me? All right.
You're being a smartass. Hey, Randy, did you follow F1 this weekend?
Yeah, I did. I love the track. Unfortunately, Senna got killed there, which, sucks. But I mean, I do love that track. It's so beautiful, that part of Italy. And yeah, it wasn't that great of a race. So I mean, Verstappen kind of took off, and the sprint race was actually better on Saturday. If you saw the sprint race, that was a really good race.
Can you walk everyone through what the sprint race is? Because I was a little confused.
Well, it's just they do about a 1/3 distance of a normal Grand Prix distance on Saturday. They're going to do it at three different races this year. That was the first one, and they'll do it 2 other times. I can't remember the other tracks they're going to do it. I think Austria and another one. But what they do is they qualify on Friday for the sprint race, and then the sprint race on Saturday determines how they'll line up for the Grand Prix on Sunday. And that'll only be, like I said, on 3 occasions they do that. Some people don't like it. A lot of the old school people don't like this new format, but they're just trying it out to see if they're going to implement more of those maybe in the future. So
I saw Leclerc. Is it? Do I say Leclerc or Leclerc?
Leclerc.
I saw Leclerc screw up.
Yeah.
And he fought back. But in Italy, kind of 50 miles away from Modena, whatever the hell it is,
Modena.
to watch what's his name go out in the sand, and then obviously, but Leclerc fought back.
Yeah.
But you saw McLaren, by the way, number 3.
Yeah, it's too bad about Ricardo. Ricardo's, touched signs and they both went off because I think Ricardo was going to have a good race for McLaren too. But yeah, Lando Norris finished 3rd. He picked up good. What nobody's talking about, too many people, but I love is Hamilton 13th, and then he's complaining about.
I thought he came back to 7th. No.
No.
Oh.
No. But he's complaining about Mercedes was trying to make excuses for him, saying, sorry, we didn't give you a good car, yet his teammate finished 4th. So what do you mean you didn't give him a good car? I mean, they're trying to make excuses for this guy now, and I think it's kind of funny. But
you don't give anyone a break, do you, buddy? You don't. You're just going to step on Hamilton all you can, can't you?
You think I'm bad? You should have heard Nico Rosberg. If you were watching the broadcast, did you hear Nico Rosberg? He used to be his teammate, and he beat him in 2016 to win the championship. He was all over him all day. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was good.
Hey, Boilermaker Bumpy, I just followed you back thanks to our friend, what's it? Noala Trading. No, Noala _trading. I followed you right back, buddy. Okay, now Boilermaker and I follow each other on Twitter.
Nice.
Let's just solve one problem here for a second. We do occasionally fly to areas where we have to bring a lot of people. We occasionally charter planes. We try to do it very inefficiently. I do not own that G5. The G5 place belongs to a friend of mine. We do charter from them, and I don't own the G5 yet.
We try to do it efficiently, not inefficiently.
Yeah, we try to do it efficiently.
Yeah.
Did I say inefficiently?
Yeah.
Oh, is that a Freudian slip, Chrissy? It's 2 o'clock on the West Coast. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. Congratulations to Chris Wu on his stalking horse bid for EYP. I encourage everyone. There's public filings on this, which I cannot talk about. I can't tell you how big they are, but you could find it out if you wanted to. I can't do anything about it.
AK just dropped for us.
What?
AK just dropped after hours.
An AK, yeah, an AK.
Yeah.
I am pleased as punch to see us on our pace to be that holding company that we want to be. Size, scale. Let's hope we win the bid. That someone asked me, why are you getting an architectural firm when? Okay, we're not architecting houses, my friend. We do government buildings, hospitals, etc. If we own EYP, but they have been around for 50 years, folks.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they were able to do a leverage buyout, because they obviously produce cash, just probably not enough to get their deal done, right?
I mean, let's be clear. They got hit pretty hard because of COVID.
Oh, yeah, COVID.
So,
yeah, that's true.
They did.
Right.
They got smashed.
Right. It's so far, our lending to them has worked out great.
Right.
Yeah, we're happy.
Yep.
But we will not have any more real disclosure on EYP unless we're obligated to say something, because we do believe we might have some competitors in the bankruptcy process, the bidding process. Chris is an expert, and I expect to have Chris Wu on the show this Wednesday to talk kind of high level about his strategy, bankruptcy filings, the technology he is involved in, what he does, what a DIP loan is. And I'm not a DIP. You can't call Todd a DIP. You can call it a debtor in possession loan. And we will be providing DIP financing. It says it right there in the email, or in the press release.
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood.
I'm in a
Are you
great
in a good mood? Hey,
Yep.
guys, check us out. Come out to Risk On May 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's important you're there. Make sure Roland and Joe said, Todd, give me a special deal. But you got to say it on this show. You got to say it on this show. You got to say, I saw the show today, and Todd said, give me a special deal. If you're coming out, we'll give you a special deal. We want to do that because if you watch the show, you should be rewarded, even if you don't like me. And if you don't like me and you come to the show, you'll just get a little extra search, like to make sure you don't have any paraphernalia on you.
That's funny.
But don't worry. I apparently have some bodyguards.
Really?
Well, they do that every show. You know,
Oh, yeah,
when I
yeah.
go to Grant or I'm with Ty or someone, they all have bodyguards.
That
you know,
makes
'cause
sense.
There's always someone out there that, like Christy, do I need to worry that you'll want to kill me?
Delusions.
Yeah, she said yes, actually. Anyways, check out Bitcoin Weekly tomorrow. Randy, thanks so much for stopping by. Unless you have something else, Randy, you going to give us something else?
I'm just stoked for Alabama this weekend. That's a great, beautiful road course, and hopefully we can get some results for Ed Carpenter Racing this weekend. But I'm really looking forward to that. You guys are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, the weekend of May 15th is actually the road course at Indy. And then after that is qualifying at Indy 500 and then the Indy 500 at the end of May. So May is going to be a busy, busy, busy time.
It will.
As I am off to England at the end of this week after the race.
Wow.
To see MTIX, the pasta maker.
Pasta
and what they're
makers.
doing out there. So I'll be in England, and I'm going to actually go live a couple times and do some videos about the machines over there. So that'll be exciting. But why? This guy Eli B. Why would anyone want to kill you? I didn't say they wanted to kill me. Maybe they want to maim me. Maybe they see me as such a large prize. Maybe they're. I don't know. I'm just kidding around. I'm totally joking. Let's see. If you were diluting stock and betray shareholders like you are, or just a fraud. Oh, really? Okay.
What?
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I just read quotes from people sometimes, and they get to say whatever they want. You want me to say that? No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Burn some fabric while you're at MTX. I probably will. Hey, everybody, it's 2 o'clock on the West Coast. Thank you so much. Everyone, check out the Risk On conference. Make sure you're there. If you don't like me, you should come. You should doubly come because the people that are there, you're going to like. It's riskonevents.com. Risk On, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow on Bitcoin Weekly. Take care. Whatever your business is, if you want to scale it, you want to be here, we're going to have lots of other people there that have actually built businesses.
This will make somebody's life about 1,000 times better.
You got a business and you want to expand your business, whether you're in the restaurant business, you're in technology, whatever your business is, if you want to scale it, you want to be here. This is going to be a conference where you can learn something, meet people, and network. Limited slots are available. Head over to ToddAult.com and register today.